Good morning.
Oh, I was
Hello.
obnoxious. I kind of like obnoxious myself.
We'll give people a few minutes. Thank you for joining us this morning. We've got lots to chat about. Woohoo! Very exciting news. All right, we'll get going in a few minutes. We had a lot of signups this last week, right, Anna?
Yes. Now we'll see if people get up because it's kind of early. I have my coffee.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best intentions, you know.
Actually, it's funny you say that because I had somebody last night message me and she's like, Lori, I love that you guys do that every Friday morning, but 9 a.m. is just a little early for us.
It can be.
And she's like, can you do like a nighttime coffee shop? So I said, well, I said, we are all about meeting people where they are. We're flowing with this. So who knows? Maybe we'll do
I can drink coffee 24/7.
Postcards and wine or something. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get us going. Do you want to go around, Anna, start our introductions while we wait for folks to onboard with us this morning?
Absolutely. I'm Anna Anselmo, and this is me at 9 a.m. So my apologies. I brushed my teeth, so I'm proud of that.
Woo-hoo, yay.
And I'm one of the co-leads of Broward for Progress, along with Lori Woodward Garcia, who's on the phone, and Jamie Hubbard, who is actually in the process of moving cross country right now. So she won't be with us this Friday, but if you come back next Friday, she'll be with us. And I want to, first of all, thank you. I don't know how many of you guys are early birds, but I'm not an early bird. So it means a lot to me to see your faces here this morning. It really does. And every time I see faces joining us, it's a selfish thing for me because it just brings me hope that, we're not alone. We're fighting this together and that we're going to get this done. And I thank you for that hope because I said Jamie Hubbard was not going to be here because she's moving cross country with 5 kids, by the way. And look, Jamie Hubbard is here. So I personally want to thank you for coming. Postcards to our voters here in Broward County is what I have been focused on quite a bit because we want to reach our Latinx neighbors. I just read an article yesterday about how Florida is fighting for the Latina vote. And it's not going to be an easy vote to win. So I don't know where you all are joining us from. If you could put it in the chat, that would be great. But I really want to thank you because what happens in Broward County affects the entire states, and what happens in Florida, affects the entire country. So thank you for fighting with us.
Yeah, we have just a little bit of information for folks. Anna, last time you guys hit 50,000, right? Mm-hmm. Around the Gillum campaign. Yes. And how many are we at right now?
We are currently at, as of last night, we're 500 short of 35,000.
Yeah, so
35,000 postcards written, ready to go.
Yeah, so that's really incredible that it's people like you. It's all of us. A lot of us are stuck at home in quarantine, and we cannot do things like we used to do, which was door knock or leave door hangers. So this is a way for us to really have a chance to connect with people in a different way. And postcards, let's be real, it's not going to be what wins or loses an election, right? It's just one of those little things that we're doing. And so it's going to be the texting, it's going to be the phone banking that we're doing, it's the postcard writing and the letter writing that we're doing. These are all great ways of outreaching folks and just having an extra touch. Before we get started, I want to go around and just introduce who we are and where you're calling in from. So you heard Anna's one of the co-leaders. My name is Lori Woodward Garcia, another co-leader. If you don't know Broward for Progress, please check us out at browardforprogress.org. We are also hosting this with Swing Left, who has been gracious enough to send folks to us for the letter writing campaign. So we've been doing postcards for quite a while, and we just integrated that great program that they have, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So if I'll pick on Lenny next, where are you joining us from, Lenny?
Good morning, everybody. It is too early for me. Absolutely.
We'll do a wine night.
Yeah, for you. I I'm a transplant from New York City, and I'm involved with Equality Florida, but I live in Broward County, so it really interested me. A group really interested me. And I am starting my postcards, which I got from the museum, actually brought them with me from the Metropolitan Museum, so they're kind of engaging.
Awesome.
And, so when I'm doing nothing, I put in the addresses. Thank you, Anna, for making the list. I really appreciate it. I am so happy I do not live in Margate because those addresses are horrible. They're so long. They have like 5 numbers, southwest, formal numbers, a street, a court, and an apartment number on this little skinny line. And so it's like, I'm glad I moved.
That's true.
What a deal.
That's true. That's true.
So
my neighborhood is like that also.
Really? Oh my God. So I'm actually enjoying it because I think, and I've been using postcards my whole political life. People always look at a postcard.
Yeah.
A
letter.
letter.
Read it.
A letter or those big, stupid, big things you get in the mail, they never make it out of the mailroom. A postcard always makes it to your house.
Thank you.
Always want it. I send one to Marco Rubio every day.
Oh, I love you, Lenny. Oh,
stay
tuned because we got Marco Rubio action coming your way. So hang with us.
What do you say to him?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever he does, there's a,
I love that.
I follow the Florida Bulldog.
I'm printing Marco Rubio postcards right now.
Yeah, Marco Rubio. Well, besides me, not like him. No, can't stand him. I figured that he's never going to read them, but that staff will. And
love it.
If it just reminds them they're working for such a shit. That's the New York Bronx girl speaking.
We are
I'm a New Yorker too. That's our tough spirit.
That's our tough spirit.
I love that.
And so I'm enjoying the postcard thing because I think that really reaches the average folk. They'll put it on their refrigerator if it's interesting, and the information on it is crucial.
It's a labor of love.
I thank you all here for your hard work. I mean, you people are amazing.
Thank you so much. I just hearing that Marco Rubio personally, he took that position and needs to do his job. So I love when people are holding folks like Rubio and Scott and DeSantis accountable because they have all this power, and their number one job is to make sure that we're safe, happy, healthy, and they're just looking the other way at the death and destruction. I'm going to go over and say good morning to Reggie. Good morning, Reggie.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Where are you joining us from?
Davie, Florida. Davie.
Thank you so much for joining us. We're really happy that you're here. Is this your first time here?
Yes.
Awesome.
You mean, is this meeting? Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The Sunday meeting, and I wanted to do something with the postcard.
Thank you so much for joining us. Awesome. Thank you. Good morning, Susie. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good. I got the list from Anna. Thank you very much. But I don't have the postcards yet. I ordered them from Amazon whenever the last meeting was, whatever day that was that we met. I immediately ordered them, but I don't think they'll be here for another couple of days. But I'm all ready to. My question is, what's the postage on a postcard? I don't even know. How do you?
The postmaster, so that's okay. It's 35 cents.
So
the postmaster doesn't know his own rates.
Well, I don't remember the last time I sent anybody a postcard, so
it's 35 cents.
I do it with 10 cents.
Good morning,
Wow,
Gilda.
for 10
Good
cents.
morning.
Where are you joining us from, Gilda?
Hallandale.
Hallandale. How's everything over there?
Fine. But I'm a New Yorker, a transplant to Connecticut and quarantined in Florida. So
Thank you so much. And Sherry, where are you joining us from?
Hey, Lori, we've been introduced on email. I'm Sherry from ICT4 up in Connecticut. Hello. Gil.
Oh, how are you? We love having our folks from around the country. Florida needs all the help we can get.
Yes,
where
yes,
are you
yes.
in Connecticut?
I'm in Weston, in the group that I'm on the steering committee of a group that's all Weston, Wilton, Ridgefield, Fairfield, Norwalk.
Okay, because I was very active in Greenwich, Stamford, Indivisible.
Fantastic. Yeah, Joanna, we were just on a call with Joanna Swanley last night.
Awesome.
Yeah, so fantastic.
She knows me very well.
Will
Thank
do. So
you.
we've adopted Florida, and I'm here to find out a little bit more about we've done a lot of postcards and letters through Postcards to Swing States and through the Vote Forward. I'm here to find out more about your postcard program. What's your messaging?
Awesome. Thank you.
And where do we get addresses and where do we get
Awesome. Well, we'll go through all that. Awesome. Let me say good morning to Paula Pines. Thank you for joining us. Good morning, Paula.
Good morning.
How are
So-
you?
I'm good. So I do live in the Palm Beach area. I connect with the Broward just to check to see what's going on, where I'm needed a little help here and there. So I'm just learning knowledge of what,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, as a matter of fact, that's a great question because people go, well, we're all interconnected. We're big one happy family, Palm Beach, Miami, Broward, and, things that are happening. In fact, I see somebody on the call, where was she, from the other side of the state, everything that we're all interconnected in one way. And I know some people are like, well, I really want to do my neighborhood. We'll find a way if we can. But for now, just know that you're really making an impact with these Latinx voters in Broward County. Once we clear through this list, then we'll move to Palm Beach or Miami-Dade. So thank you so much for joining us. I see Liam is here. Good morning, Liam. How are you? Where are you joining us from?
I'm here with my mom from Gloucester, Massachusetts.
What? Love it. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really happy. Are you here through Swing Left or you just found us?
I just kind of found you.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you. And then I see, who did I miss? Marjorie. Good morning, Marjorie.
Good morning, everyone. I apologize for the no picture, but I've been moving around because my cat is hungry and I have to take care of him first.
we are not judgmental at all. Some days it's like, oh, I can't even. So no worries. Who else? Diane. Good morning, Diane. How are you? Where are you joining us from? Oh, we gotta unmute you. Hang on. Maybe it's my set. There you go.
I'm from Santa Monica, LA.
Oh, thank you for joining us, Santa Monica. So it's like 6 there. You go.
You cannot complain about getting up early.
Wow. That's my old stomping ground. I used to live in Woodland Hills.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love LA. And let's see, who did I not say? Who did I miss? Donna. Good morning, Donna.
Hey, good morning.
Where are you joining?
I live in Wilton Manors.
Wilton Manors.
Originally from Miami, though. I did take a little 10-year break and moved to Connecticut. So listening to you Connecticut folks makes me really miss that. But anyway, almost done with my postcards. I have maybe another 75 out of my 300.
Wow.
And so we'll be ready to go. Looking forward to hearing directions about the mail out.
Awesome.
Got my stamps from the post office yesterday, so I'm ready to go.
Thank you. All right. And I know we didn't say hi to Rusi. I think I didn't say good morning to her. Let's see. Rusi, are you there? Rusi, are you there? She might have stepped away. We'll come back to her. Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
This is love because this woman is multitasking like you all don't know. She's preparing for a move, has 5 children, juggling all this, and she's still coming in and giving her love to Broward for Progress. So we're really blessed. How's everything? And she got a cute dog with her this
Oh
morning.
my goodness, these dogs are more needy than the kids. I think they know that there's some big changes coming because they're extra needy these days, especially this one.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
We're hanging in there.
Oh my goodness. Well, a couple things. I'll pull up the screen, Yana, if you want to talk about postcards, but just a reminder for folks that we do have our Sunday night meeting. We've got a lot of updates to the school situation. Thank you to everybody that came out on Wednesday night. We had an amazing attendance for a pop-up educational session on the COVID numbers and what it means for the school reopening and DeSantis's shenanigans in Florida. So we do have some updates on that. We are also going to have somebody from the post office speaking to us about what is happening in South Florida, trying to reassure folks, you know, what, like an actual person that works for the post office here locally can give us some updates, because I know there's a lot of concern about the mail system. So we want to make sure that we talk to the people that are actually working there, know that it's what the situation is. So that's our Sunday night meeting. Please join us if you can. And then just a friendly reminder, and you all get the email as well, or you should be on our email list. We are still asking people to sign a couple letter campaigns. One is to save all ballot images in Florida. Shockingly, we still have supervisors of elections that are not going to save our ballot images. It's just critical because we're all working hard to get people to vote. And so part of that is transparency. And so in that transparency, we're asking them to save all these ballot images. And unfortunately, we have several that are refusing. And so that's why it's important to sign that. And then the other petition that we have is, again, about the safety around our children and our teachers and our community at large. And we're asking them to slow down and pay attention to the Johns Hopkins numbers. There's a big disparity in what our governor is reporting for the numbers and what other scientific professionals. So we're asking if you can sign that letter campaign or petition and just bring a lot of noise. We don't want to reinfect us again. All of us want to be out of this nightmare, right? Let's be honest. We want this done and behind us. It's very dangerous if we're reopening schools and areas with numbers that the rest of the country are saying that just is bogus. So we can't do that. So please stay tuned to that. I'll go ahead and pull that screen up for you, Anna.
Jamie, do you mind hopping in? I just have a few people who are still trying to get on the call, so I'm sending them the link. If you could just get started and I'll hop on, because, you know, I love to talk.
No problem.
Too much.
All right, so I'm pulling up the, sorry, I'm also multitasking here. Here's our Broward for Progress webpage. And for folks that just want this at their fingertips, we do have here under the About Us, our Postcard to Voter page here if you need more information. And I'll let Jamie take over.
So we are trying to mobilize specifically cold and warm voters in Broward County. What that means is that they are registered to vote, and they have only voted in either one or none of the last two elections. So these are folks that are unreliable voters. We don't feel that we need to reach out to voters that always vote in every election. They're going to vote anyway. So we're targeting specifically Spanish-speaking voters in Broward County that are unlikely or just maybe possibly going to get to the polls on their own. This serves as a reminder. It serves as a way to engage with folks in our community, our neighbors, let them know that they are important, that their vote matters, that they can be the change that we need.
And it's huge. It's one of the things that is what I think the Trump administration is doing on a daily basis, the one thing that they are doing well is trying to get us to stay home, trying to get us to lose hope that our vote doesn't matter, that no matter what we do, nothing's going to change. And so I think it's important to remind people, you know what, we're depending on you. I'm going to vote, but I need you to vote too, because this doesn't affect just me. It affects me, you, our community. It's an us. This is our community that we're talking about. And so it's huge. And then it also, I think, kind of argues the point that Trump is telling people not to use the USPS because it's not working. Well, guess what? You got this postcard through the USPS. It's working. It's working just fine. And he knows that. And he knows that right now, because of COVID, a lot of people need to stay home, myself included. I have been home for, I think 165 days because my daughter is immune suppressed. So I am not going to vote in line like I would typically do. I am going to request my mail-in ballots. I'm going to fill it out, and then I will drop it off in one of the drop boxes like I did in the primaries. But a lot of people are in situations like mine where COVID in the background scares them. And it should. I mean, it's a scary virus. And so this is just also a reminder that you can vote by mail. You can vote in the early, we have early dates in Broward County where you can vote, which will not be as crowded as actually November 3rd. So we want to encourage people to do it safely. And the reason we are focused on our Latinx neighbors is because we need, that's just the bottom line. Just yesterday, there was an article that came out how Florida is fighting for the Latina votes. It is not a given in Florida that the votes will go to Biden. I wish it was, but it is not a given. And so we need to remind people what they're fighting for. We need to remind people that they have to use their voice. They can't, this is not, I think you need to use your voice in every election, but this isn't a normal election. This is a matter of we either get Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, or we're in 100% full fascism. We no longer have a democracy. So this is huge. And the other thing about postcards is that they're handwritten. When's the last time you opened up your mailbox and got something that wasn't a bill? Or is that just me? Because it's very rare to get something nowadays. It's actually handwritten. And so it sticks out. It sticks out. And it's not we're going to win all of Florida because we wrote postcards. I'm not under that delusion. But I do know that postcards is an influence that can be a part of winning the states. And Broward County is key. Broward County is key to winning the states. And if we win Florida, I don't see how Trump could win the rest of the country.
So I just want to piggyback on what you said there real quick, Anna, and just point out for folks to understand the importance of Broward. You know, we are the largest number of Democrats, independents, and even Republicans, I imagine, voting bloc for a county. But to that point, over 50% of Broward County identifies as Hispanic speaking. So, and we know from last election cycle and the cycle before that, there really is a very poor outreach to Hispanics in Broward County. We know this. People contact us all the time saying, why aren't we seeing more ads? Why aren't we seeing more engagement? And to that I say, if you're not happy with your current party officials or you're not happy, jump in and change it. We're doing what we can. So we are actually, targeting via, excuse me, the letter writing, well, not the letter writing campaign, but the postcard campaign. We are targeting our Latinx voters, and we're also doing that in our phone banking as well.
Now, if you look at when you sign up for our postcard writing campaign, you're going to get addresses, and they're all warm or cold Latinx Broward County voters. You're going to get a sample script. Actually, you'll get this exactly what's on the screen, a sample script. It is written in English with a sentence in Spanish. The reason the entire thing is not in Spanish or in English is that we cannot make the assumption that the person receiving this is an English reader or a Spanish reader. And so the Spanish line is easily translatable to English, which is the most important part, vote. And it's going to have Joe Biden and Harris on it. And that's the bottom line message, is that we need them to vote. But if we do ask that you keep that Spanish line in there, because we want to have that connection. You know, we're looking at you, we're seeing you as a Latinx voter. You're being seen. And it's important for people to know that they're being seen. We have some sample scripts that we have with when you receive your information. Of course, you can write from the heart. You can follow our scripts. We do ask that you keep the Spanish line, but you know, whatever you feel people need to know, write it. You're writing. This is your card, writing to your neighbors, writing to your fellow voters. So if you feel that the script doesn't suffice for you, that you want something else in that script that would compel you to vote, then write it. That's okay. This is from you. Also, we don't include names. We just include addresses, because if for whatever reason that person has moved, we want the postcard to be delivered. And so when you just have an address and not a name, the postcard will still be delivered. The recipient, whomever gets it, hopefully will be influenced by the postcard.
I have a question. Do they get a card or something, because I'm not from Florida, that says you need to vote at this location? And is there any way we could include that information?
No, I'm sorry, go ahead, Anna.
Oh, I was like, there's no way to include that on this postcard because we have early voting dates. And so during the early voting dates, you can vote anywhere.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
November 3rd, though, you have to vote at your assigned precinct.
I see.
So, but to your point, when you are a new voter, on the back of your voting card and the documentation that you receive, you do receive where you're supposed to go vote.
Okay.
So when you get that documentation, it tells you, you know, your voting location is here. And also we don't have the means to send out those on these postcards because there's so many different, there's over, I think it's over 500 voting locations in Broward
I guess
County.
it's not as important now. If you can vote anywhere, maybe that's important to tell people.
During the
that you
early
can
vote.
Wait. Let's be clear. Be clear. You cannot vote
Not on election day.
Okay, let me clarify. Let's be clear. You cannot vote anywhere. So early voting, you can only vote, I think it's 21 different sites. And those locations, you can vote any of those locations during early voting.
Mm-hmm.
On election day, if you are going to do that, which we are not recommending,
Right.
Broward for Progress is highly recommending vote by mail. Drop it as soon as you get it. You should be getting it the first week of October, and then you're going to drop it in the mail immediately. Drop deadline is October 15th. That's not anybody's deadline but ours. We're telling people October 15th, you need to have that ballot back in the mail. If you decide to forego early voting, or I'm sorry, vote by mail, and you decide to forego early voting, then election day, you would have to vote at one of those 550 locations and only the one that you're allotted, whatever it is. So just wanted to clarify that.
It might be good to include some of that information because I'm sure people are very confused.
We have our website included, and we want people to include the website on the postcard because
But they're not going to go.
on our website.
It is on your screen right now on our Broward for Progress website. There's a link here called ballot information. we have all the information that you need. So as
I
you get
understand
closer,
that, but if these people are hesitant or unused to voting, the chances of their going to your website, in my opinion, is very, very small. So the
so
more information, I've been doing this stuff for more than 40 years. The more information you can give them that makes them hold on to the postcard. Because think about it, when you get something in the mail that's just like a promo, you throw it away. But if it has a coupon or something that makes you say, oh, I'm going to hold this because when I go to the store, I'm going to get 2% off, you hold on to it. And the same thing, getting a card that just says come vote is nice. But if you can put something on it that says, this is what you need to know, people are more likely to hold on to it. That's not just a general opinion. So I'm saying if we can give them some use information, that would be good.
okay, so that kind of card with that hold on information would be through the Democratic Party. This organization is a volunteer organization that we are supplementing what the party should already be doing, which is
Are
sending
they?
that type of, I don't know, we're not the party. So we're a volunteer organization that is supplementing what they should be doing, or the Biden campaign or the other campaigns. So our organization is helping to nudge people over the line with this information. You're welcome to look those addresses up and write that information on there.
Not yours.
I'm sorry, if you're not speaking, if you can mute, please. So Anna, did you cover everything that you wanted to with the postcards?
Yes.
Okay. I do want to point out, since we are on this page, you do have access to ballot information, and your question to reach masses, I would love to have the emails of every person in Broward County or the address. I would love our little organization. We have no way of physically engaging all of those folks, but all of you on this call, if you are in Broward County, you have this information at your fingertips. Please share this with your folks. So that's what grassroots is we are connecting with those people in our community. And we've done that, whether it's the 35,000 postcards that we've done, the phone banking that we're doing, all the events and everything like that. I agree. If you give me a budget, I'll send them those letters and emails. We're grassroots. So I appreciate that feedback. I do want to point out, we have as well, folks on here might be with Swing Left, and I want to just share that if you came in through Swing Left, they have a wonderful program, and this is for even our postcard voters. Are you able to see the screen that says Vote Forward?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to drop this link in the chat. This is a great program. You sign up with your email, and then depending on the campaign that they are targeting, a letter writing campaign, I think you can show right now. Okay, so they've got Arizona, Colorado, Florida, Georgia. These are the letters that they're writing. So you can pick on your state, sign up, and then you can say, I'll do 15, 30 letters. And then when you do that, it will populate your screen, and then you can print those out, mail them. And that's the part of the letter writing campaign. So it's a little bit different than postcards, because postcards were a little more creative with colors and writing and all that. The letter writing campaign, you're printing that out. You can write personal notes on there if you want and send that out. It's a great program. They've been just amazing, killing it with numbers and stuff like that. So that is the Swing Left. That is included in the email that follow up with you all. So you have that as well. I see a lot of hands up. So I want to make sure that we cover. Let me stop sharing my screen here so I can see folks. All right, 4 participant hands. I've got Reggie. Good morning, Reggie. You can unmute.
Hold on. Just a second. Let me get back to you.
No worries.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yes. Oh, so hold on. Get to unmute. And while she's unmuting, I do want to clarify, because I don't know if Anna said this. For folks with your postcards, you're going to order those from Amazon, Etsy. It's whatever is reflective of your values. Jamie shares with us that there's like people that are into into conservation. So they'll do, some type of environmental postcards. Some people are into animals, whatever it is. So you order those, and we will provide you the addresses via Anna. I drop that email into the chat as well. So you'll always be, usually it's Jamie, but she's transitioning in the move, but you'll be emailing Anna for the addresses. So whatever you need, we send them out in increments of 30. So you can send a request to Anna. Reggie, are you able to unmute? Oh, hold on, you're still muted. Let's see.
The question was on the chat. When are we mailing them out? We're mailing them out September 28th. We're going to mass mail them September 28th.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Reggie.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm new to this.
That's okay.
I worked the polling in August, and if you go to the wrong precinct, they look it up. And if you're in the wrong precinct, obviously you can't vote, but they'll give you a slip with the address and everything, and you can go over to that polling place and vote.
That is correct.
Just, you know.
But during early voting, you can vote at any of the locations. Right. But yeah, thank you for bringing that to our attention. You're absolutely right. And sometimes, like in my area, there are 4 precincts that are almost side by side, and it's real easy to confuse. And yeah, thank you. Thank you for that.
Well, you can have 4. You could have 4 precincts in the same place too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I think Lenny, you had a question.
Yes, because I probably wasn't listening. What is the mail out date? I forgot.
Oh, what is it, Anna? September
28th. And
September 28th.
Questions.
Yeah, and if that changes at all, we'll alert all of you. But right now, we're trying to time it about the same time that folks are going to be getting those vote by mail ballots. We're going to try and coordinate it around the same time.
That is perfect.
There was a question.
What's the deadline for early voting?
1 second. I'm sorry. People raise their hands. So if you can give me a second, I'm going to the hands and then I'll circle back. Anna was next.
Hi, Lori. Hi, Anna. Hi, everyone. Going back to what Gilda was suggesting about writing the polling places, I think if we send them in by the 28th, we really can't be sure that the polling place you are assigned to might be open. I understand that there might be a shortage of poll workers. So I hope not, but they might at the last minute change your polling place. And for example, my election day polling place is in my neighborhood clubhouse. And that has had to change in the last 2 elections. It has changed because they're under renovation. So it might pose a confusion if we at this time say that this is your polling place. And also also the early voting places. Also, sometimes I usually go to a specific one, but I noticed that they added an extra one around my area. So those are all things to consider.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why we try and please remember to look here for updates, because as soon as we learn of it, we try and update. And it's true. I would love all of Broward County following our website, but yeah, we've got to share that. And that is true in the last early voting. There were some last minute changes. So want to try and make sure that we have folks' information. There was another hand. I think we've covered all the hands. Gilda, you had a question?
Well, my question was, when does early voting end? And maybe we could put that on the postcard with a statement that up to that date, you can vote anywhere. So at least people are learning something.
So again, we've got a suggested script there. You're welcome to add additional information that you see fit. I saw somebody ask a question, can you write more Spanish? Absolutely. If you can, try and just include that script, because we've feel like that's
information. When does early voting end?
Gilda, I'm getting there. If you could just let me finish.
Okay.
I promise I'm going to answer.
I have no patience.
I understand, but I promise you will not get off this call without getting the information that you need. So again, if you could just stick with the script, we've given you a couple choices there, and then by all means, embellish. Some people even do the the front side. They'll put extra information, scripts and all that. With regards to looking up the early voting dates, when you go to our website, let me pull it up here so you all have that. Sorry, I'm trying to pull it up. So when you go to our website and click on ballot information, you will see there is voting locations, election day information, and we link you through. So for early election voting information, we've taken you to the Broward County Supervisor of Elections. You can click on early voting, which is here. We'll update the site as well. We're going to put this through. But right now, early voting is October 19th through November 1st.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I want to point this out. This is why I'm showing you on the website. So November 1st, but I have to point this out. Do you see this? The deadline to register to vote is October 15th. October 5th. Really critical. So that's a key date that you should be aware of. We are recommending that your vote by mail ballot be October 12th or the 15th, the middle of October. And then just going back here to these dates that you see, the Supervisor of Elections. So October 19th through November 1st, they can actually on their website request early, vote by mail. I think it's probably around October 19th. And that's just too late because by the time the Supervisor of Election gets that request to mail it to somebody, then a week later, it's just way too late. So we're kind of telling people, no, you need to have that vote by mail ballot in by October 15th. Please don't wait until a week before the election. A lot of people are frustrated that ballots didn't get counted, and they should be. But we also know in looking at the records, a lot of people waited till the week before the election to mail it. And that's just craziness, especially right now. So we need to make sure that folks mail that. So early voting, October 19th through November 1st. And again, you can get there through our website. We'll update that. We're going to be sending out a lot of information on folks. But the other big date is October 5th for the registering to vote. Did we have some other questions?
Yeah, just to follow up, Lori, if I might.
Yeah.
But these postcards are targeting registered Democrats, unaffiliate, or independents, right? So that messaging around register to vote probably isn't as critical as if we're going to add anything to the script as it is for the dates for vote by mail. And
right. Yeah.
voting.
So registering to vote is not on the postcard script, but I make a point of telling folks here in our meetings because we have a lot of people that are asked that question. But yeah, the registering to vote date is not on the script at all. And yes, to your point, we are targeting, as Anna said earlier, Latinx, independents, NPAs, and then those cold, warm Democrats. And the reason being is we feel like the Democrats are probably going to be doing their bombardment targeting Democrats. We're trying to pick up where I really feel like we lost an opportunity, particularly in Florida. To give folks an idea, Andrew Gillum would have most likely won this state if Broward County had brought out more independents. And the reason being is there was so many percentage of turnout of Democrats, the same level, almost the same percentage of Republicans came out, and then independents and NPAs were very low. And the question is, well, do you think they would vote left or Democratic? And the belief is yes. We don't align always on beliefs, but for the most part, if the percentage had been higher, their turnout had even been close to what the Republicans and Democrats would have been. There are enough in this county that he would have won. Just he lost by 35,000, and there definitely would have been that in at the turnout in Broward. So we're trying to reach a voting segment that isn't being reached by anybody. And they probably align with us. But for whatever reason, if you look at the numbers in Florida, they're fed up with parties. They're fed up with the Dems. They're fed up with Republicans. And I get it. We got a lot of issues in this state. And so that's why we're here doing this outreach to that particular target. We want to go back to talking issues, not necessarily labels, right? We want to talk about healthcare, and we want to talk about our environment, and we want to connect with those folks. Let's see, any other questions? How many postcards should I order? Great question. Start out with 100. I think that's like the minimum, or 50, 100. If all of us, my daughter does, you know, like sitting there watching TV, you know, you do 25, 50, whatever time you have. But I would say just start out with a small order. Yeah, we send increments of 30. We cannot vote online, but it needs to give information.
One of the things that I've been seeing that has been really successful is some of our volunteers will order a chunk of addresses, and they'll be like their little team captain for their family. They'll all of their family write the postcards. They send them the addresses, however they want to send them the addresses, and then they pick up the postcards from them and basically do a little subunit of postcards, and then they hold them for the family. That way they don't have 5, 6 different people holding postcards, and that has been really successful. One of the things that postcarding does, on top of reminding people to vote, and it was something that we found a lot pre-COVID, and it is harder, it's more challenging post-COVID. You do have to do it during Zoom calls, and it's challenging for people like me who love to touch and hug and not respect people's boundaries. I am sorry about that. That's who I am. Is that feeling of you're not alone. When we had these at coffee shops and at people's homes, we could sit there, we can talk, we can drink coffee, we can write our postcards, and then you realize you're not crazy, you're not alone. Gaslighting is real. Because when we're isolated, especially now with COVID, it's easy to think, you know what, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm not understanding. Maybe I'm too sensitive. And the reality is, no, this is not normal. These times are not normal, and this behavior is not acceptable. These are not our beliefs, and we need to fight back. And sometimes it doesn't have to be a huge group. We have 17 people, 16 people in this call. You can do it with 2 or 3 people just to be able to, there's bitching and moaning is therapeutic.
There's power in writing postcards and letters, the letter campaign, but there's also power in these conversations that we're having here and these questions about voting and all that, because you get the information, you go out and you share it with your circle of spirit. I see Marjorie wrote that she lives in a complex and she's planning on leaving on doorknobs, and that's phenomenal. I mean, that's what, at the end of the day, there are people that are going to wait. Like, I'm waiting for the party. I'm waiting for Biden. I'm waiting for them to tell me what to do. Listen, if there's anything we've learned over the past few years, people, you can't wait for anybody to tell you what to do, right? You got to go out and do it. You got to make your tomorrow. So we're giving you the tools. We don't have the answers. We're learning as we go. If you've got suggestions, we're going to take that in. We're going to figure out how we can incorporate that. And so we're empowering you to take the information. You go out and do your own postcards of voters. We'll set you up, whatever we can do, because we need a lot more of us, and we are growing, but we need a lot more of us having that conversation. The last thing, I saw something about an app, and I did not mention, all of you can do voter registration. You can do updating your voter card. You can request your vote by mail ballot. I did not include, and I should have, just a friendly reminder, because I know some people were on our Lunch and Learn. On our website, in the middle is this big yellow button here, and also here, sign up for election reminders, get registered to vote, and apply for your absentee ballot. You can share this link with anybody anywhere in the country. We teamed up with TurboVote. Once you sign on, you put in your information. There's nobody, we're not selling it, spamming it. I don't even know who's signed up. I check like twice a year maybe. But once you sign up, it directs you directly to your supervisor of elections anywhere in the country. And the great thing about TurboVote is it will send you the reminder. I did a training on this, a reminder, I think it's a week before the election or a couple days. It shows you where you're voting, the hours there. It gives you all the information that you need. And this is really great because in the old days, pre-COVID, we used to be in front of courthouses and, in front of concerts, registering to people to vote or updating their voter registration. So this link, you cannot register to vote online anywhere in the country, but this link can forward you to your supervisor of elections. So you get that form, you get it updated. So if you need to request your vote by mail ballot or update your signature or anything like that, that link will take you through. So that's a really handy tool to have. There's others out there. We just felt like that was a safe, secure one that we recommend to folks. So just wanted to share that with you. I love seeing all this chatter here.
One other note before we wrap up the meeting, I just wanted to request if you're able to send me a picture of the completed postcards. I would love it if you're in it. No addresses. We don't want to post anybody's address online. I would love to use it on social media. I can tell you on the back end that when I make posts on Facebook asking people to join or on any social media platform, the posts that get the most responses, the posts that get me connected to individuals are ones of real handwritten postcards. It's that human connection that we need. And so when people see, it's not just a bunch of words, look, this is how easy it is. It really isn't that hard to do. We get a lot more volunteers that way. So if you do have a chance, if you can email me a picture of your completed postcards, you can be in it if you want, you don't have to be, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I see a question, I think from Sherry here. I think it was Sherry's, I just lost it. Somebody asking, I have a friend who may want to do postcards. So great question. On our website, which I'm just copying in, we have our volunteer sign up form. And so once they sign up for that, I just put that in the chat. Once they sign up for that they're interested in doing postcard to voters, then they will get on our email chain, invited here for our Friday morning chit chat group, and also information as well. So you're welcome to share that because we just don't want to be handing out addresses. We want to make sure folks sign up for our information. And also you want to stay tuned because like I said, we're monitoring the postcards, the post office situation. So we want to make sure we give people good information and keep them updated. All right. Is there any other questions I missed?
Yes. Does the post office still sell like the pre-posted cards?
I know.
No, nobody's asked us that. I don't know. That's a good question.
I don't know if they still
used to be able to go to the post office.
I remember.
And get a card that had already the postage on it, so you don't have to buy cards separately and then post them. But I haven't done it in a lot of years, so I don't know. But I think they still do.
Yeah, I don't know. We've not had anybody asking that. I know they used to years ago. I remember.
Somebody said yes.
Oh, okay. Gilda, you had your arm up.
That was the question.
Oh, okay. Sorry, let me lower your hand. All right. Any other?
I barely know how to use this.
No worries. We're all learning. We're all like every day we're learning. This is all new, this technology world, but I'm super happy that we're here to be able to connect as community. As I said, the power is in sending those cards and letters, but it's also in seeing other people here that have shared interest in right now. This particular campaign is, and I want to be clear, it's Broward for Progress. We don't think Biden is as progressive as some of the other candidates, but he's definitely way more progressive than the incumbent or the person in the White House. So that's why we're behind this and supporting.
I would take a gorilla that talks over Trump. Even a gorilla that doesn't talk.
So
I was
yeah.
going to ask you, the prerequisite is talking, because the one currently doesn't do it.
Yeah, well, and that's the other part of the strength of this, going back to Marco Rubio, that conversation we had earlier. The strength and numbers that we build here in the community, that we build here every Friday morning, and our different things that we're doing, that power is going to transition to Marco Rubio. I promise you, we're coming for you.
Hope so.
We're coming for you, because how dare you sit in the people's house and you don't do your job? Shame. Shame on all of them. We're going to continue this work.
And what about Scott?
Exactly.
No
They're
better.
No, absolutely. Marco Rubio, Rick Scott, DeSantis, we're coming for you. We're doing it from our living rooms. We're doing it from our kitchen tables. If you don't do the people's work, we will do it. How dare you get elected to those offices and you look the other way and you enable your cronies. You ignore the death and destruction that you brought upon Florida. You've got us all hostage in our homes because you are ignoring science and you're looking to make more money in your pocket. Well, I don't care. We're not going away. This little group is growing and other groups around the country are growing, and we're going to continue to grow, and we're going to push back a bit against this nonsense. This is terrifying. But I know that what is more terrifying is looking the other way and ignoring what is happening. So this power, yeah, we're doing cards and all of that. We're doing way more than cards. Let's be open and real and clear on that. We're doing way more than cards. We are building community connection. How are we going to change what is not working? We don't have the answers, but I can tell you, this group isn't going to wait for somebody to tell us. I remember once walking into the Democratic Party and I was putting cards down for something, and somebody from the party came over and he goes, "Who gave you permission to do that?" And I said, "I did. I did. I don't need your permission to do anything. And none of you need anybody's permission. If you don't like something that you see, then you have a choice. You can change it or you can accept it. And I am not accepting that Marco Rubio is looking the other way and okay with people dying, right? People suffering, 30-year businesses like mine going under because of their ignorance about this issue of COVID. I'm not accepting that. And I know there's a lot more of us that are not going to accept it. And in the day, if there's not, then I know that me and my family, Anna, Jamie, and all of you, we did what we could. Because when November comes, I'm going to look back and say, I put it all out there. I didn't stop. Right. I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I did everything I could for my country, for my family, for my community. And then all of you who did nothing and say, what happened? I'm be like, you happened. Do not say that it was Donald Trump. It was you, because you didn't get involved because you didn't have the time. You were too busy. You didn't have the time to do something. That's what happened. And going back to why this man was elected in the first place, I remember having these conversations. A guard of mine, he's like, don't worry, man, I'll go vote. I go, did you vote? He's like, no, man, don't worry. It's fine. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
And then later I see him like a year later and he's like, wow, this is bad. My uncle got deported. I'm like, dude, I told you.
Right.
Like, this isn't, we're not playing here. And now, you know, people are changing, they're waking up. Look, we cannot survive as a nation. And I'm telling you right now, if we can't survive another 4 years of Donald Trump, what does that mean for Cambodia and India and countries that depend on this nation to be healthy and economically viable? The rest of the world has always depended on the United States to be a leader. we have uplifted the rest of the world. And so when we suffer, what do you think is going to happen to the folks in Cambodia? What do you think is going to happen to the folks in other countries? They're going to suffer. And we're already seeing that right now. This is dangerous, not just to our community, not just to our state, not just to our nation. This is a worldwide issue. So it is, if we are moms and dads and community members, I know that, and for people that don't know, my job is to feed, clothe, shelter, love, educate my child. But if I'm ignoring everything else and not helping my community, then I'm not really able to do those things. I want to go back to that life, right? We all do. We can't get there unless we change what is happening. So this power here, it doesn't just stop with 45. It has to include his enablers. And his enablers are in this state, Ron DeSantis, Rick Scott, Marco Rubio, and there's others in there. And we're going to continue. It might be 3 of us. It might be 50 of us. I don't care. But we're going to do the work. Sorry, I got off on a rant.
It's hard to interrupt that wonderful speech, but let me tell you, and it was wonderful. You can get postcards from the post office. They sell them for 39 cents.
Okay.
Already with the postage on it, and they have a cute flower on them. And they're in packs of 10.
All right. Thank you, Gilda. That's good to know. We never had that question before. All right. We are at the end of time. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out. If you have any questions, email, text us. Anna's email is on there. You're going to follow up today with everybody. If they send over, we've already got the list ready to go. And yeah. And so if you need addresses or have any questions, please reach out. Join us on Sunday night. We want to stay tuned. We got good stuff coming your way. All right. Bye, guys.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye.